So today this is a yoga video based on Heart and Bones' approach to modern yoga for the feet. So we spend so many of our hours cocooning our feet in inappropriate footwear compared to the actual shape of our feet. So for this time we're going to just spend a few minutes just getting to know our feet. So this can be done anywhere. You can do it standing or sitting. So if you're sitting down on the settee binge watching Netflix, grab your feet and say hello. So just take your time, just feeling the foot and just really getting to know it. We tend to think of the foot as an ankle, the foot and the toes. So kind of three joints. When in fact there's 26 joints in the foot and 33 bones. So let's just stroke the foot, say hello to it, just give it some love. Just feel the parts that are loud, maybe they're painful, they're quiet, you can't really feel it, or that are just neutral. Just feel how the skin is it rough, is it smooth? Just becoming aware, not overly creating any judgment, just paying some attention to the foot. And then we're going to say hello to the toes. So getting your fingers and getting them right in between each toe. It's really tricky, this is, especially if this is the first time. It can be not very comfortable at times. So what we're doing is really trying to get the fingers in between the toes. It does get easier, but you can do it that way as well. Just see what you can do. Anyway, get the toes nicely separated, and then we're just going to move the toes up and down. Maybe give them a bit of a wiggle. You just do what your toes want them to do. Just really sort of massaging in the toe web. And then you're going to squeeze your fingers. And, oh, that's cramping my foot. Ooh. And that happens because these muscles haven't worked for a while. So let's try that again. Squeeze and release. If they do cramp, just let them go for a second. As I say, it's something that needs a bit of work, this, because we don't do it often enough. And then you're just going to take them up and down, and if you want to, individual toes. Ooh, balance. Pushing down into the left foot to ground gives you that balance. If you want to challenge your balance while you're doing it, and just pushing down and lifting out of that right leg as you're doing it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then you can open the soles of the feet and close them. And even individual These are the metatarsal bones, the long bones that are attached to each toe. And you can even just move those individually, holding on to the one next to it. Up and down, up and down. Your feet will love you for this. This is a really nice one. If your feet are feeling stiff, not so much, well, even now, because if you're in, hello, if you're in flip-flops, summer sandals, sometimes that's can be quite hard, you know, on the feet. So give them a bit of love now. And then going to grab the heel, holding onto the ankle. Now the heel bone here, the calcaneus, sits down here, and then you've actually got another bone here, the talus, which articulates with the leg bone. That's the ankle bone. So you've got the heel bone and the ankle bone. There you go, two already. I'm going to give that a wee bit of a rock, side to side. Doesn't move a lot, but just give it a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a move, and then I'm going to sit down again. What I'm going to do is just point the toes and pull them up from the ankle, point and pull up, point, and as you pull up, try to spread your toes, and then clench them as they go down. And actually, if you do it with your hands, it helps, because your brain has more connections to your hands usually. So, just up and down, and really, and if you look at them as well, that'll help. So really spreading your toes wide and down, and then give it a good old circle. One way, then the other. And then if you want to be really clever, what you could do is try pointing the big toe down and then pulling it up as the other toes come down. And if you give it a wee bit of a hand, the brain will have a bit more of an idea. You can do this with the strap, yoga strap, tie, belt, anything, just to give it a wee bit of hand. And you might even find that after you've done that, it gets easier for the brain to work out what you're wanting to do. And you can do the same, spreading the toes out to the side and back. It's quite a nice one to do in standing. We'll do that later. So, okay, so we've given that one a bit of a wiggle around. Before we go to the next one, to the other side, just stop and compare the feet. Does one feel different to the other? Does it look any different? Might not. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Mine certainly looks a better colour, looks a more even colour, and I can feel it a bit more, even just after that short time. So you can imagine after 3 hours of Netflix how great your feet will feel. So let's go on to the other one. So again, saying hello to that one, even them out. Does this one feel any different? Sometimes if you close your eyes, if that's comfortable, you can feel better. Okay, now fingers between the toes, and again up and down, and wiggle. And is this one any easier to put? This one certainly seems easier for me. We're all different, we're not symmetrical. So up and down, and then again you can do the individual toe wiggle. Could be a dance move, couldn't it? Individual toe wiggle, everybody. Take your partners by the hand. Wiggle that left toe, round and round. And now we get silly. Now, taking the foot up and down, side to side, individual metatarsal bones. Really working. You might spend longer on one foot than the other. It's all about self-awareness. Are you aware of how these feet feel? You're saying hello to the feet. Even if all this is too much, just actually say hello to your feet. Feet do a huge amount, and the building blocks. If you mess up the foundations of the house will fall down. You mess up the foundations of your feet, you'll start getting knee pain, back pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, and it's all down to ignoring your feet. There. Okay, up and down, round and round, and spend as long or as little. Now, how about the up and down toes? The one toe up or the toes down? And we just did the big toe and the other four as individual. But you can actually work on individual toes. See how that is. So, does that feel better? Are your toes more balanced? Are your feet more balanced? If your feet are on the floor, does it feel a bit more in contact with the ground? I'm going to shift back a wee bit, so hopefully you can see my toes there. And then what we're going to do is pull the toes up, just as we did before, and then we're going to spread them out onto the ground. So lifting up and then spreading out. So stretch, try to make your feet as big as possible. Think of like hobbit feet. You're wanting to make them 2 sizes bigger. So as you stretch out, just think of all those muscles and all the fascia underneath the sole of your foot. You're reaching out, stretching it as far as you can. And again, do it with your hands. Do it with your hands. That is just so good for the brain. Brain will really switch on then and really work. So you're really lifting up. So you're lifting up the toes, spreading it out. And if you've done that automatically from the little toe, as I have, try it, dropping the big toe down and then the other toes. That's good for your brain, because you'll automatically do something that's a bit easier. So make your brain work as well as your muscles. Okay, right now, planting your toes, grounding them down into the soil or the carpet or wherever you are, and then we're going to push the heels down. So lifting up on the heel and then pushing down. So I'm just going sideways so you can see. Now you can do it just like that. First of all, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now imagine you've got a squidgy ball underneath your heel, and you're going to push it down, really work. And again, feeling that fascia under that feet, stretching, stretching out. And you should feel that in the thighs. If you're doing it legs facing forward, you'll feel it in the hamstrings. And actually, that's quite nice, going sideways like that. And I'm feeling it in my adductors there, as well as the calf muscles. Right, it's a spice of life. So just change it around, really again. And then you can carry on doing it as sitting, or if you want to, you can do it in standing. So taking the toes, lifting them up and down, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. And again, if you've got a chair, you can hold on if that's a bit wobbly for you. And then we're going to lift one heel and push it down. Remember that squidgy ball? We're really pushing it down. And you can bring in those arms as well. And remembering that fascia under your foot, well, your fascia is a huge interconnected web that goes right up throughout your body. So let's really get it moving, because as I said, if you've got bad feet, sore feet, whatever, they're not bad feet at all, that's wrong. If you've got sore feet, sore fascia, want to stretch it, want to get it moving a little bit, get the radio on, get some vibes going, and let's have a disco party, a fascial party, really getting it all going, sideways, again, using chair, and really a little bit of twisting. It all helps that fascial web to wake up, which, believe it or not, will help your feet as well. So really, you just move slowly or quickly, just invite movement, whichever way you feel is good for you. And again, if you've got a chair, using that chair, stretching and lowering. You can use a wall. Down, pushing through those feet as you come up. Remember that ball we had under our feet? Now it's grown to a huge exercise ball. We're squashing it down, pushing through the ground, pushing it up, moving it across one way, moving it across the other way. So we're moving through treacle, moving that ball all the way around. Really invite, this is your time to listen to your body. Really feeling that movement, coming across, feeling that fascia stretch all the way up from the tips of your fingers to your toes. Does it feel good to stop? Does it feel good to move? This is all about, yoga is about self-awareness. It's not about awareness of my body, it's about awareness of your body. So listen to it. And then slowly making your way back to the middle. You can heel, toe. That's actually healing toeing. So if you're in the kitchen making a cup of tea, grabbing the milk from the fridge, putting it down, going across, getting some more water. That's more. Bit of a wiggle, bit of a twist. Great for your fascia. And then slowly just coming back to stillness, grounding through those wonderful, amazing feet, and thanking them for all they do, and just taking a few minutes here, feeling the earth beneath your feet, coming up through your body, and just inviting a sense of gratitude for taking a few minutes out to listen to yourself and spend some time with a little bit of self-love. Have a great day.